Enjoy.
The KDKA Radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal at Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Audacy app. Download now.
First in radio and still first in news and information. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA. Real Pittsburgh.
Let's go right back to the phones. Brian and Baldwin, you're on KDKA.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Real fine.
Hey, I just wanted to say every race in America is equal in fellow Americans. So I want to get that straight right from the beginning. And
well, if only everybody felt that way.
I know. It's terrible that some people don't. But I want to talk about the border. Would you agree that there's 4 to 5 times greater deaths from fentanyl in America since the current president took office?
I don't know, but I know they're on the increase. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And
so do you blame the current president for that?
I do, because since he took office, there's 5 to 6 million people that cross the border into our country. I don't know if you believe that or not, but I mean, if you look at the stats, you'd see it's true.
I don't think it's true at all. I think that, and I'll tell you about this in a minute, there's a federal judge that's rescinded that Trump administration order that was helping Biden send people back. Nobody is advocating for open borders around here, and I don't know if all the migrants who are coming here to seek a better life are drug mules. I think drugs coming across our porous border is a whole different animal than migrants seeking a better life here.
That's true. But the cartels are feasting on this administration's policies. You don't agree that there's 4 to 5 times more deaths from drugs since the current administration?
I said I would accept your figure on that. I have not researched it to know. I do know that fentanyl deaths are up.
Well, if I was you, I'd look into it and see about how many people did cross the border. And
well, you ain't me, and if you were me, maybe you should listen to what I'm going to say next, okay?
Go ahead.
A federal judge on Tuesday blocked Title IV, a controversial rule that has allowed U.S. authorities to expel more than 1 million migrants who cross the U.S.-Mexico border. This leaves the Biden administration without one of the key tools it put into place to address the thousands of migrants arriving at the border on a daily basis and could restore access to asylum for arriving migrants. While the rule was drafted by the Trump administration during the COVID-19 pandemic, the Biden administration has relied heavily on it to manage the increased migrants at the border. The administration has requested a stay of the ruling for 5 weeks, according to the court filing. So how do you blame Biden for what a federal judge has done to tie his hands about that Trump-era regulation?
All right, so you're saying it's Trump's fault?
Oh, Lord, are you listening to anything I said? I said it. I'm crediting Trump with issuing the order. Mr. Biden was using that same order to expel 1 million people who came to this country seeking asylum, but a federal judge has reversed it and says Biden can't use the Trump administration order. I'm not blaming Trump. Open your ears, please.
Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood that. So you don't agree that over 5 million people crossed the border since the current administration took office?
I don't know how many people cross the border, but I'll do the research and put my Worldwide Research Bureau on it. I know that there are tons of migrants who are trying to get in this country to create a better life for themselves because of the narco gangs that want to impress their kids into the gangs or murder them or family members. So I'm sure the numbers are up. I don't know if you're right on the 5 million or what, but I'm assure you that the Biden administration does not support open borders and has expelled at least 1 million people under this rule that was drafted in the Trump administration, but has now been reversed by a federal judge taking away Biden's authority to do the same thing.
Wow. Okay. Well, check it out. Check out your, find out the information, and I'll call back and we'll touch base on it again. Okay.
All right. Well, I'll find out before the show is over. Okay. Some people are hard to listen. I tell you, a lot of my listeners cry about immigration and open borders, but I don't think that there is any Democrat that I've ever heard say anything about them favoring open borders. Now, I've interviewed libertarians who say that same thing. They say they want open borders. They think people will come over here, make some money, and go back home. But they're the only people that I've heard say something about open borders and how they should be the law of the land. And now this federal judge has removed a rule that helped the Biden administration deal with the crisis at our southern border. And I try to give Trump credit because that's when the order was drafted. But now this federal judge has removed that and they can't do it anymore. All right, we got to take this break.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But inflation and recession has you wondering if all your hard-earned equity will still be there. What if you could recession-proof your equity right now? You can with Truehold. Truehold will buy your home for its best current value before a recession can erode it. You get to bank all the cash now and live in your home for as long as you want. And Truehold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance. And since Truehold pays your home's current value in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't wait for inflation, recession, and interest rates to erode your home's value. Visit Truehold.com and discover how much Truehold will buy your home for today. It's based on current value, not on what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. That's Truehold.com.
This is Paul Alexander introducing Joy, who this time last year cruised through the holidays while losing weight with Awaken 180's at-home program.
Hi, my name is Joy. I'm 47 years old, and I've lost 58 pounds on Awaken 180 weight loss. So this is basically the year of me. I started a year ago. I have a lot more confidence in myself. I've started my own business. I feel more confident in taking pictures or being out in public or in the public eye. So it's been exciting for me. I had a really great time having fun with my friends. I like that you can have drinks on the program, which makes it easier. So it was a very social time, and I didn't feel like I was missing anything. I never felt like I was hungry. I never felt like I was being deprived. I always felt supported. It was great.
Joy chose Awaken 180 weight loss because she was still able to drink, eat, and enjoy time with family and friends. What's stopping you? Reserve your consultation at awaken180weightloss.com.
Join us at Audacy as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. If having turkey for the holidays, buy from a local farm, get one labeled USDA organic or certified humane. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
At KDKARadio.com, experience Larry Richert as you've never heard him. It's raw. It's real. It's Pittsburgh. It's Larry Richert Unfiltered, and it posts every Tuesday at KDKARadio.com. Larry Richert Unfiltered is brought to you by QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine in Robinson and Cranberry. And by Gutter Helmet. Call 888-5HELMET today. Tuesdays only on KDKARadio.com.
From the Aetna Medicare Advantage Studios.
Pittsburgh's news, weather, and traffic station. News Radio, KDKA.
Police still don't have a motive for a deadly mass shooting at a gay nightclub in Colorado Springs. Governor Jared Polis attended a vigil today for victims.
No matter who you love, no matter how you identify, you belong here. We all belong here. We need to continue to fight for freedom for everybody to be who they are without fear.
Western New York is now digging out from piles of snow. Erie County Executive Mark Palankars.
It was a record for the most amount of snowfall in one part of New York State to fall within a 24-hour period, shattering a record that previously had been held for decades by the Tug Hill Plateau in the area of the Adirondack.
The COP27 Climate Summit is over in Egypt. Justin Rolas with the BBC.
On the one hand, great for the loss and damage, disappointing in terms of ambition, cutting emissions.
The leaders did come up with a plan to pay reparations to poor countries affected by climate change. CBS News Brief, I'm Monica Ricks.
Larry Richert with Dan Bitchoff, the PA Hypnosis and Anxiety Center, Pandemic Pounds.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't have to tell you, people want to lose weight. Let's start there.
Yeah, I think you coined the phrase, Larry. I had somebody in the other day who said, I heard Larry Richert talking about pandemic pounds. You know, it's true. We're stuck in the house, or we have anxiety, we're stressed, and we eat when we're stressed. And so the program that we do is to get rid of the cravings. So typically when we're stressed, we reach for things like carbohydrates or cookies or cake, candy, chocolate, ice cream, you know, comfort foods as it were. But what we know now is there's actually a part of the brain that causes that because it knows it's going to get perfect. It's kind of like a knee-jerk reaction. So the system gets that part of the brain to start. People don't need to be told what to eat. They need to control their impulses, and that's what we do at PA Hypnosis.
Well, let's get people started on the program. And if you want to stop smoking, Dan's your man.
724-934-8446. 724-934-8446.
The PA Hypnosis and Anxiety Center. Call today. Oakmont Bakery. This award-winning bakery is located just off the Holton Bridge. Allow Oakmont Bakery to create the centerpiece for your Thanksgiving table. The great pumpkin 3D tort, rich pumpkin cheesecakes, perfectly spiced pumpkin pie, moist pumpkin cream cheese roll cake, the understandably famous Oakmonter, the two-layer gourd, gorgeous pumpkin cake. Whatever you choose, your guests will know the dessert was not an afterthought. The bakers and decorators are baking around the clock to guarantee you an endless display of incredible cakes, pies, cookies, breads, and rolls to complement your Thanksgiving feast. The counter staff has been increased to reduce your wait time. Order online at oakmontbakery.com. And remember, at Oakmont Bakery, we create delicious memories. Generic Viagra and Cialis are available to you for only $5 per tablet at Wilson's Pharmacy. Bring your prescription in or simply have your doctor send a prescription and Wilson's Pharmacy will take care of the rest. Wilson's Pharmacy offers prompt, professional, discreet service and free mail delivery. That's right. Generic Viagra and Cialis is available at Wilson's Pharmacy for only $5 per tablet. Wilson's Pharmacy, locally and family owned and operated for over 80 years. For more information, visit wilsonspharmacy.org.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Very cold tonight under a clear sky, a low at 19. Tomorrow's going to be sunny, but become quite windy, high 44. Diminishing winds early tomorrow night, otherwise clear, low 24. Sunny on Tuesday with a high 46. AccuWeather, our media Rob stays Bowers, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, the Worldwide Research Bureau comes through again. This from migrationpolicy.org. And all migrant encounters at the U.S. southern border reached an unprecedented high of 2.4 million. I believe the last caller said that 5 million people had illegally entered the country. But encounters were at an unprecedented high of 2.4 million. So that's half of what he said, even though that's high. And that's in fiscal year 2022. Of these, 45% resulted in expulsions under Title 42, which prevents individuals from being able to request asylum. And there are, let's see, I got something else from the Worldwide Research Bureau. Where did that come in? I think that came in over here. Yes, here it is. And it was an opinion piece about whether Democrats really believe in open borders. And this opinion piece written by Robert Robb says it's starting to look that way, even though Republicans have long falsely claimed that Democrats believe in open borders. And the reason this opinion writer has reached that particular point of view is that historically Democrats were on sound ground rejecting Republican hyperbole about their views these days. However, open borders is starting to have a ring of truth about what Democrats favor, and that's because of children coming here. So it seems like if you show up with a child, you get a pass because children can only be held for so long then. Maybe that's why they were separating them at the border from their parents. The courts have held that children can be held for no more than 20 days and that their families cannot be separated. So if you show up with a child, they say you get a pass. But I don't know if that's true or not. That's an opinion piece. All right, back to the phones we go. David in San Francisco. You're on KDKA.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. You remember about a year ago there was a lawsuit regarding some of those children that were still missing.
Yes.
And if I remember right, it was as many as 3,000 kids.
You're right.
They were sent, the parents were sent to Florida and the kids were sent to Washington State.
Well, that's the reason I said they can no longer separate them now.
Yeah, but they lost the children.
I know.
They didn't put a tag on the children, and 5 years old, whatever, and kids could hardly even talk, and they sent them off to every direction in the world. You get the Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein kind of world where ISIS turned into like a pimp operation for where they still don't know where those kids are. A lot of them are just flat missing. And I think that the right-wingers were ranting because somebody got a $3.5 million lawsuit won, for their lost children. And they were ranting about that. Donald Trump is such a liar because if I remember right, there's a 20-to-1 ratio. America wins with immigrants. For every immigrant that comes into the country and gets a job, we gain 20 times it's not just in economic gain, but it's in addition, like the inventions of America get taken back to their home countries. And so the standards of American technology get heralded down in their villages or whatever. And so the idea that the customer base gets broadened when we get immigrants into the country, and then eventually they, when they go back for Christmas or whatever, they carry their inventions back to their hometowns. And Donald Trump they're fake conservatives. They have no knowledge of economics. They have nothing but bigotry that runs their show. But
Paul Craig Roberts, who served as Undersecretary of the Treasury in the Reagan administration, tells me that there are no true conservatives in the Republican Party anymore. He says, for one thing, they know how much war costs, and they would never vote for these continuing resolutions that allow our presidents to conduct unauthorized war where Congress is abrogating its responsibility to declare war.
That's right. Yeah, I've said it for years. They're organized crime. And when you just look at that the Republican Party was founded as abolitionists, to stop slavery in 1846 or whenever the party got started, and the modern Republicans don't care about slavery and sweatshops. They don't care about equal justice. They don't care about equal protections. They don't believe in taxation with representation. they're worse than libertarians are just greedheads that say, I got mine, screw you. The Republicans are, I got mine, you better obey my orders. I'm the rich oligarch that tells you what to do. So the modern Republicans don't believe in the standards of the Republican Party of 1848. And that was thanks to Richard Nixon's Southern strategy, where all of the names changed. The Dixiecrats became Republicans, and the Republicans.
I often say that when I grew up in Arkansas, you couldn't get elected dog catcher if you ran as a Republican. Now the governor of the state is Republican. Everybody else, many of the senators within the state are Republican. It is totally changed. And not only that incident you talked about, but LBJ also said we've lost, when he signed the Civil Rights Bill of 64, we've lost the South for 100 years, and he was right. All those Dixiecrats are now Republicans.
Yeah, it's a strange situation. That's why I go out of my way to call those right-wing shows and to, blow apart their lies, because...
Yeah, but you don't last too long once you put the pressure on them.
And they get cheated, and they still believe their own crap. It's the saddest thing in the world to see somebody, like you think about it, in the Civil War, they were always ranting about New York con artists, and they never wanted to be taken by a New York con artist. Well, they did. There's Donald Trump is a New York con artist, and they're still dancing to his tune. But the real reason I called, I don't know if you noticed it, earlier in the week, Mary Trump, his niece, she was trying to sue him for damages. She inherited...
She's a psychologist who wrote the book about him?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she, when Donald Trump's father died, she stood to inherit number of millions of dollars worth of properties, and apparently in the management of it, I'm not sure if she was over 18 when he died. I think it was somewhere around 1980. But she stood to inherit a whole bunch of, or it might even have been 1990 when he died. But so she stood to inherit stuff, but it was put into a management account, which was run by Donald and his brother and sister. His sister is the judge, the federal judge, and his brother has since died. But apparently there was a book written about Mary Trump and her problems with Donald. And so I think it was 2018, when he was already president, she read that book and learned that they had cheated her. So she started a lawsuit, and apparently that lawsuit was thrown away because they claimed that the statute of limitations had run. But if you think about it, like in medical malpractice, the statute of limitations doesn't run from the moment that you get the actual malpractice happen to you. It's from the moment that you learn about the malpractice. And the same is true for legal malpractice. If somebody cheated you
then
years
why would
ago,
the court rule that way if that were true?
Well, and America has had stability because of the malpractice laws set up that way. And so now all of a sudden some crooked judge says that that legal malpractice no longer stands, that even though she only learned about it in 2018, she has to abide by a contract that she signed when she was barely 21. So Donald Trump has basically screwed America again by, unless the Supreme Court gets off their, corrupt asses, the standards for legal malpractice are now going to be from the moment that you actually got cheated, rather than when you learn that your lawyer cheated you, and or some legal entity cheated you. So it's a horrible situation. And again, it gets down to whether or not the judges that Trump put in are organized crime, or whether they're honest conservatives. And they're clearly not honest conservatives.
All right, well, we'll watch it as this develops. Thank you very much, sir.
Sure. Take care.
All right, you too. All right, let's take this break, and we'll come back with more of your calls.
When you want instant access to KDKA Radio, it's as easy as writing an email to the $bank Instant Access account. Email instantAccess@KDKARadio.com.
Brought to you by $bank. Get a super low home equity rate at $bank. Visit dollar.bank. Equal housing lender.
At UPMC Senior Communities, you're part of the region's largest healthcare system. And with locations throughout the area offering a variety of floor plans, many pricing options, and all levels of care, you'll find just what you need. With meals, housekeeping, transportation, and maintenance included in your monthly fee, you can enjoy activities with your friends. Schedule your tour today and find the right UPMC Senior Community for you. Visit UPMCSeniorCommunities.com.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Chromecast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Chromecast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Chromecast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast, reliable internet for only $49 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, take advantage of our special holiday offer by December 4th and ask how to get up to a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. New Chromecast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. And subject to change.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
Hold on. So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with the free app from Upside. With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code HUGE for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's code HUGE. Use code HUGE for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill-up. Cashback not available in gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Some people bring joy wherever they go, some whenever they go. Mark Twain found humor all around. Never argue with a fool. Onlookers may not be able to tell the difference. Humor. Pass it on from passiton.com.
Your Ford, your way. Order yours at schultzford.com.
Everything you need, every time you listen. Pittsburgh's news, weather, and traffic station. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Rob in Forest Hills, you're on KDKA.
Oh, boy. Hi, Chris. I love your show.
Thank you.
I have a question that's going to be kind of hard for anybody to answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So, we talked about this before, and I don't want to sound pagan or prejudiced, but remember we talked about Colonel Tier was the first colonel prior to the United States even being a country. He was the first colonel under George Washington, a black colonel, to be in a regiment. Now, someone put a nicer in his hand, and he eventually developed tetanus, which killed him. I would like to know who was it his regiment in relation to your critical race theory that everyone thought, not yours, but other people, all people talk about up in the establishment.
What was his name again?
Colonel Tyre.
Spell it.
Tyre.
Okay. Well,
it's a city in Israel.
I'll look it up and see. I do not remember the conversation, nor do I know the manner of his death.
But anyway, he died as a result of tetanus after someone put a knife in his hand, because they didn't know whether he was working for the English government or the American government. Although he had a black regiment of his own in the fighters for the American Revolution.
Okay, well, I'll look into it and see if I can find something. I don't know if I'll find it tonight, though, okay?
No, I don't expect you to. But all I'm saying is all these people want to bring up all this race theory. I just wish that they would look back in history and really see who started. Because if they wasn't sure whether he was an agent of the Nigerian government working for the Queen of England or the American government, whether he was working for the revolution.
Well, if you're not sure, maybe that's a reason to try to assassinate someone.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, thank you.
It's a sad state of America, even after all, for 250 years.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Dick and Dayton. Dick, you're on KDKA.
How are you, Chris?
Just peachy.
That's good. Happy Thanksgiving and blessings to all up there, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Chris. I've never seen anything like that Ohio State game with J.C. Strong. Do you know Burrow set a record today again?
No,
another record. Wow. Pretty good, Chris. Pretty good, buddy.
Well, maybe for you, but not for the Steelers.
No. They came prepared today, though, and I was worried for a while there. Maryland looked pretty good. Steelers didn't look so bad today, you know?
Well, they looked bad enough to lose.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I just wanted to tell you about, real quick, about our paper was talking about the Constitution, and Kathy was going over it, and I learned so much from her. She was talking about back in the history of, Madison and Adams and what the First Amendment means, but she was telling me about all this, and we have another one going on. It's the second part of it, so a lot of that's pretty good history, Chris, you know?
I'm glad you're studying and keeping your brain active.
Yeah, and my music too, right?
Yeah, well, that keeps your brain active too.
Yeah, well, happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays.
All right, thank you, bye.
Bye-bye.
Speaking of Thanksgiving, I'll be here from 10 to 2 on Thanksgiving. I guess everybody called off, and so they called in the firemen to come in. So I'll be here 10 to 2 on Thanksgiving. Ted of Mount Washington, you're on KDKA.
What's going on, Chris Moore?
Oh, everything.
There you go. Now you better get that turkey.
We don't eat turkey on Thanksgiving.
You don't eat turkey? You vegetarian?
No, we eat chicken.
Oh, okay. Yeah, chicken.
My wife prefers chicken and dressing.
Chicken and dressing. That'll work. Hey, real quick, I guess I got that caller before. He can, if you really want to learn black history, get a book by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar called Black Patriots. You'll learn all that good stuff about the Revolution. And, yeah, there was a black regiment. There was a couple of black regiments. But the British were the first one to offer freedom to African Americans and they fought against George Washington. And George Washington has a famous quote. He said, "If we don't stop this before winter, we're done."
Well, as I said at the start of the show, many of the Native Americans fought on the side of British, too, because they wanted to reject the colonialism that America was putting on their lands.
Oh, yeah, and many of the Five Nations were slave owners, big time. Even after Trail of Tears, they documented African Americans were enslaved. You read a book by Russell Means called Will White Man Fit or Tread, where he tells that basically blacks are treated the same way.
I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Oh, yeah. So Native Americans wasn't necessarily your friends. But real quick about Trump. Trump reminds me of Julius Caesar, man. He's going to cross our Rubicon. He's like a hungry wolf. I can't see anybody in the Republican Party stopping.
You're not supposed to cross that river. With people who cross it usually have problems.
Hey, you gonna say YouTube Brutus? He's gonna do it. He might need to do it. I can't see anybody stop him. And Mitch McConnell had a chance to impeach Donald Trump. You remember after the January 6th, that was probably one of the biggest mistakes he ever made in his political life. Because with Donald Trump, if he wins, he's going to get rid of Mitch McConnell, all those old Republicans.
Well, I don't think he's going to win, to tell you the truth. I think he's going to prevent the Republican Party from reclaiming the White House in 2024 by running.
Well, I think a couple things going to happen. He's going to destroy the Republican Party. Even if he loses, he'll run as an independent. So he's crazy enough to do it. And also, the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy. He's going to turn into John Boehner. He wanted to be able to govern. You know, they're going after Hunter Biden and all this stuff. The country has moved forward. And for some reason, the Republican Party is still stuck in the past.
Well, that's what's going to tear them apart. All right, thank you, Ted. I appreciate it.
All righty.
All right, we're out of time. I'm here Thanksgiving 10 to 2. I hope you'll tune in then. We'll continue to talk about the controversial but public important issues of the day. Good night, everybody.
Once again, Larry Richert and Marty Griffin will honor 5 individuals doing extraordinary things in the Pittsburgh community during the Hometown Heroes event on December 13th. Our keynote speaker features WPXI's Susan Copen as we honor Bob Tootie as our Lifetime Achievement honoree.
Hometown Heroes is presented by Goodrich & Geist and brought to you by McGuire Memorial, by Levin Furniture, and by 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
KDKA Radio, with compassionate care from St. Barnabas Health System.
At CDW, we get Mac at work works for everyone.
I work in IT, and since we switched to Mac, the text messages I'm getting are a lot more positive. Sales is happy because Mac works with all their apps. Finance is happy to get power without the big price tag.
And CDW configured every device to work right out of the box.
Is there an emoji for that?
I use the unicorn. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Get a great deal on Mac for your business at cdw.com/getmac.
Dell Technologies Black Friday event has arrived with select deals on top tech to power business productivity. The savings start now with up to 50% off select performance business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, including free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL for Black Friday deals. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Join Rob Pratte, Joe Dentisi, and their guests every Sunday morning at 8 on KDKA for the Kuhn's Cooking Hour. Get special holiday cooking tips and learn how to prepare delicious holiday treats and feasts for your family. Presented by Kuhn's Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Company.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Audacy app? Download it now.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261 AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Audacy app. From the Aetna Medicare Advantage Studios.
Pittsburgh's news, weather, and traffic station. News Radio, KDKA.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
I'm Monica Ricks in New York. Colorado Springs is mourning the victims of a mass shooting at a gay nightclub, but survivors there are still trying to wrap their heads around what happened.
This was not needed. You know, it was unnecessary. For whatever reason, you felt like you had to come up into our safe space and shoot it up. You've harmed us in a way that I don't know how we can bounce back from this.
CBS's Janet Shamlian is in Colorado Springs with more on the suspected shooter.
Authorities say the suspect, 22-year-old Anderson Lee Aldrich, was ultimately stopped by two club customers and arrested by police within minutes of the rampage. Police say at least two firearms were found at the club after the shooting, confirming the gunman used a long rifle. The DA says investigators are working to determine a motive and whether it should be prosecuted as a hate crime. Janet Shamlian, CBS News, Colorado Springs, Colorado.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul says the state's now working on getting emergency relief to help cities like Buffalo dig out of 6 feet of snow.
I want to point out the fact that we already contacted FEMA and the White House to put in for an emergency declaration, which will allow for us to have at least partial reimbursements for all the extraordinary expenses.
A travel ban is in place for areas where conditions are still rough. Police haven't made much progress in tracking down a killer who murdered 4 University of Idaho students last week. Moscow Police Captain Roger Lanier.
Currently, there are no suspects in custody, and we have not located a weapon.
The FBI is also investigating. The COP27 climate conference in Egypt wrapped up today, but UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says our fight is just beginning.
It will take each and every one of us fighting in the trenches each and every day. Together, let's not relent in the fight for climate justice and climate ambition. We can and must win this battle for our lives.
Last week, former Vice President Mike Pence told Face the Nation that he would not testify before the January 6th committee on the insurrection.
I never stood in the way of senior members of my team cooperating with the committee and testifying, but Congress has no right to my testimony.
Today, Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger blasted Pence on CNN.
You can't, on the one hand, say that what Donald Trump did was terrible, was a threat to our democracy, and then say, but Congress has no right to my testimony. Look, I fully believe in the separation of powers, but that was violated on January 6th when the former president launched a mob into the legislative chambers.
Former President Trump also failed to comply with a subpoena. The committee has not announced another hearing date. This is CBS News.
Whether it's the news, the traffic, the weather, or your COVID-19 vaccinations, it's important to stay up to date. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Have you ever noticed that when the afternoon light hits your floors, you can see everything, including dust?
So much dust.
And that floor dust gets kicked up into the air, compromising the quality of air you and your family breathe. Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper is the fast and easy way to clean your floors with ultra-thick pads that trap and lock dust before it gets in the air. Just a couple minutes a day,
And dust is gone.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper. Proud partner of the American Lung Association.
Okay, smile naturally. Perfect.
Cam's Photography knows wedding season ramps up in a flash.
Smidge close.
They need to say I do to a studio assistant before clients go full Bridezilla.
I'm so sorry. I have to get a different lens. I'll be right back.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply. Churches and police near Washington, D.C. are swapping gift cards for guns. CBS's Christopher Cruz reports.
Police in Prince George's County, Maryland, and members of 2 churches in the county are giving the gift cards to people who turn in the unloaded and unwanted firearms, including rifles, shotguns, and handguns. WTOP News reports the gift cards range in value from $75 to $175. The churches and police have been making the exchange for 10 years. Last year, they collected almost 300 firearms. Christopher Cruz, CBS News, Washington.
President Biden is celebrating a milestone birthday today. He's 80 and the oldest president in U.S. history. Many have been questioning whether he has the acuity and stamina to run for president again in 2024. But for now, he says he intends to run. Last week, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi stepped down from her leadership to usher in a new generation. She's 82. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
Oakmont Bakery. This award-winning bakery is located just off the Holton Bridge. Allow Oakmont Bakery to create the centerpiece for your Thanksgiving table. The Great Pumpkin 3D Tort, rich pumpkin cheesecakes, perfectly spiced pumpkin pie, moist pumpkin cream cheese roll cake, the understandably famous Oakmonter, the 2-layer gourd, gorgeous pumpkin cake, Whatever you choose, your guests will know the dessert was not an afterthought. The bakers and decorators are baking around the clock to guarantee you an endless display of incredible cakes, pies, cookies, breads, and rolls to complement your Thanksgiving feast. The counter staff has been increased to reduce your wait time. Order online at oakmontbakery.com. And remember, at Oakmont Bakery, we create delicious memories.
Tell your smart speaker to play News Radio, KDKA, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Fatting, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum preferred roofing company.
Wildlife crimes affect us all. Poachers are thieves, and you can help us catch them. Report illegal wildlife activity to the Pennsylvania Game Commission's Operation Game Thief Hotline at 1-888-PGC-8001. Toll free, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Reports can remain confidential. Monetary rewards are available in some cases. Thank you for supporting Operation Game Thief and protecting Pennsylvania wildlife.
Paid for by the Pennsylvania Game Commission.
Sick and tired of living with that constant pain in your knees and back? Is joint pain keeping you from doing what you love? Then call QC Kinetics. Hi, this is Larry Richert. I visited with the owner, Chris, at their Cranberry Clinic. They have one in Robinson, more on the way because it's working to help people relieve joint pain. QC Kinetics uses advanced regenerative medicine to restore and repair damaged joint tissue, giving you your life back. Hips, shoulders, elbows, they can all be treated with natural biologics from your own body. First, make the call, 724-201-4230. Call now. Appointments are available for this coming week. QC Kinetics. No surgery, no drugs, no pain meds, no downtime. This can give you your life back. And again, avoid surgery. 724-201-4230. That's 724-201-4230. QC Kinetics.
If you have questions about wills, trust, or power of attorney, you need to call elder law attorney Keith Elihu at 412-921-7100. Keith can also help protect assets for a loved one, even if they're already in a nursing home. And if you've experienced poor care that has resulted in injury or death, call attorney Keith Elihu for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. 412-921-7100. 412-921-7100, or visit him at KeithEliou.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code JOY at checkout. That's harrys.com, code JOY. Enjoy.
It's Paul Alexander, and I hope you're as excited for next week as I am. Thanksgiving. Couple of days off, family, friends, and food. That's right. I said food. And yes, I do endorse Awaken 180 weight loss. Because Awaken 180 helped me reach my ideal weight, my metabolism is still on fire. Will I make a couple of tweaks to some recipes? Sure. Will I load up on turkey? You bet. Will I have a few adult beverages? Yes, sir. Well, you better believe it. Here's the kicker. I'd be doing the same exact thing even if I was still in that weight loss phase. The Awaken 180 coaches prepare you for any weight loss obstacle that lies in front of you. After helping clients now through 7 Thanksgivings, 7 New Year's Eves, and thousands of vacations, well, they prepare you for real-life hurdles and real-life celebrations. Reserve your Awaken 180 at-home consultation today. Do you want to wait for the week after Thanksgiving? I get it. Go ahead. Call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800. Or reserve it online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Don't go another day. Don't go another day climbing over that ugly old bathtub. Convert it to a stunning new shower in just one day with PJ Fitzpatrick. The low-threshold jacuzzi
jacuzzi shower system means you can walk right into your very own at-home oasis. The integrated shower seat and grab bars make showering safe and delightful. And this month, you can save 50% on installation with PJ Fitzpatrick. Today is the day for your very own dream shower. Visit trustpj.com today for your free design consultation. The following is a test of the emergency alert system. Station is testing its emergency alert system equipment. The EAS will provide timely emergency warnings. This station serves the Pittsburgh Extended Operational Area. This concludes this emergency alert system test. AAA membership is a great gift that provides 24/7 roadside assistance and year-round savings with member-only discounts. A gift that really does keep on giving. You can give the gift of AAA for just $27. That's a 50% savings. They'll waive the membership admission fee, and you'll receive a one-year membership for 3 eligible family members. Restrictions apply. Visit your local AAA East Central branch office or AAA.com/gift. Hurry. Offer ends December 31st.
'Tis the season with the Beach Boys, featuring the Holiday Vibrations Orchestra. Friday, December 2nd, the Benedum Center. The Beach Boys.
Rob the stage live, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Good evening and welcome to Amplify, a telephone talk show that looks at life from a religious perspective. I'm Father Ron Langwin, hoping that you have felt the warmth of God's love in your life this day, but especially the joy you feel when you share that love with others. As we do each week, I'd like to begin our program, kind of a platform for the discussion of the evening, by telling a story that is based on faith, informed with imagination. Jesus seemed to be lost in thought as he slowly walked along a path with his beloved friend and disciple, John. John said, "Master, you've been silent for such a long time. Why don't you sit and rest for a while? Your body must be weak because you haven't eaten anything all day." Jesus looked at John and said, "You are truly a kind man to worry about me so much, but I'm fine." "But Master," John objected mildly,